It seems like a lot of folks here in the Ann Arbor area are talking about and wondering if there's going to be a real estate crash in 2024, and they're not alone. A lot of people all over the country seem to be wondering the same thing. Is there going to be a real estate crash? Is one of the most trending searches over the past year online. So, obviously, there's a lot of concern out there about another potential real estate slowdown. The big crash of 2008 was very painful for a lot of folks, including yours truly. I saw the value of my Ann Arbor home drop by as much as 40%. Ouch. And it gets a lot worse. I and some partners lost our shirts and pants on a 200 plus acre housing development site we had just closed on right before the shit hit the fan. We were unfortunately dead in the water. And scores of people, not only here in Ann Arbor, but the entire state and the country, obviously, lost their homes to foreclosure. And every other home seemed like it was a short sale. And home builders and developers were dropping like flies. It was a nightmare, to say the least. By the way, I'm curious to hear about your experiences and memories of the Great Recession in 2008. If you don't mind, put them in the comments below. Now, if you watch the news or read the online reports with any regularity, you're gonna see a lot of headlines predicting another crash is coming for real estate and that home values will be dropping like a rock. Even worse than 2008 potentially. So I can see why a lot of you guys out there are worried about another real estate meltdown on the horizon. So that's why I decided to do this short video. By the way, my name is Steve Wickland. When it comes to real estate, I've seen and done it all in my 40 plus years of experience, from rehabbing and flipping foreclosed properties, building $1 million plus custom homes, working with developers and builders to sell their homes, and everything in between. There's not much I haven't seen in this business. I also run a real estate group in Ann Arbor. We're a boots on the ground boutique real estate practice whose main goal is to give our clients the best real estate service experience they've ever had when it comes to buying or selling a property. And also, since I'm a 35 plus year resident of Ann Arbor, and the fact that my company is based here in Ann Arbor as well, I'm going to focus on the Ann Arbor real estate market. But what I'm going to cover in this video really applies state and country-wide. By the way, if you have any specific questions about the Ann Arbor real estate market and would like to chat further, feel free to reach out by phone or text, or if you prefer, book a private one-on-one meeting with me by going to the first link in the description below. Oh, one last favor to ask. If you don't mind hitting the like and subscribe button, I really would appreciate it. So with that out of the way, let's get at it right now. So back to the million-dollar question. Will the Ann Arbor real estate market crash in 2024? Well, probably not. Almost had you, didn't I? It's not going to crash because the housing market in 2024 is vastly different from 2008. One major reason the market won't crash is there aren't enough homes for sale. That means there's an undersupply, not an oversupply like last time in 2008. And the Ann Arbor market definitely fits this narrative of not enough properties for sale. For the market to crash, there would have to be too many houses for sale than there are buyers looking to purchase. And the data just doesn't show that happening. Now, housing supply comes from three main sources. Source number one, homeowners deciding to sell their homes. So let's take a closer look at today's housing inventory to understand why this isn't like 2008. Although housing supply did grow compared to last year, it's still low. The current month's supply is below the norm. This graph shows this more clearly. If you look at the latest data shown in green compared to 2008 shown in red, there's only about a third of that available inventory today. So what does this mean? There just aren't enough available homes to make home values drop. To have a repeat of 2008, there need to be a lot more people selling their homes with very few buyers, and that's not happening right now, thank goodness. Source number two, newly built homes. People are also talking a lot about what's going on with new construction homes these days, and that might make you wonder if home builders are overdoing it. This graph shows the number of new houses built over the past 52 years. The 14 years of underbuilding, shown in red, is a big part of the reason why inventory is so low today. Basically, builders haven't been building enough homes for years now, and that's created a significant deficit in supply. While the final blue bar on the graph shows that ramping up a bit and is on pace to hit the long-term average again, it won't suddenly create an oversupply. That's because there's too much of a gap to make up. Plus, builders are being very cautious about not overbuilding homes like they did in the bubble, where they lost a lot of money because they had these homes sitting that they couldn't sell. Source number 3, distressed properties. Now, the last place inventory can come from is distressed properties, including short sales and foreclosures. Back during the housing crisis, there was a flood of foreclosures due to very lax lending standards that allowed many people to get a home loan they couldn't truly afford. Now, today, lending standards are much tighter. Just ask anybody who's applied for a home loan lately. Yikes, it's torture. So this has resulted in more qualified buyers and far fewer foreclosures. This graph uses data from the Federal Reserve to show how things have changed since the housing crash of 2008. This graph also illustrates that as lending standards got tighter and the buyers were more qualified, the number of foreclosures started to go down. And in 2020 and 2021, the combination of a moratorium on foreclosures and the forbearance program helped prevent a repeat of the wave of foreclosures we saw back around 2008. Now, the forbearance program was a game changer, giving homeowners options for things like loan deferrals and modifications they didn't have back in 2008. And the data on the success of that program shows 4 out of every 5 homeowners coming out of forbearance are either paid in full or have worked out a repayment plan to avoid foreclosure. These are a few of the biggest reasons there won't be a wave of foreclosures coming to the market. What this means is that inventories aren't anywhere near where they need to be for prices to drop significantly and the housing market to crash. According to Bankrate, that isn't going to change anytime soon, especially considering buyer demand is still pretty strong. This ongoing lack of inventory explains why many buyers still have little choice but to bid up prices. Not good news for buyers. And it also indicates that the supply and demand equation simply won't allow a price crash in the near future. So the bottom line is, guys, the market just doesn't have enough available homes for a repeat of the 2008 housing crisis. And there's nothing that suggests that will change anytime soon. That's why housing inventory tells us there's no crash on the horizon. Now, nothing is 100% certain. There could be another black swan event like the pandemic that hit a few years ago that blew everything apart. Nothing is guaranteed, right? But from all the aforementioned data, 2024 should be another pretty strong year for the Ann Arbor real estate market. But time will tell. Hey, if you like this video, you might want to check out the ones right up here and be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons if you got any value from this video. Thanks for watching.